We are monster trucking today. This is the Evil Wreckoning. Woo! Suspension on this bike is very plush on the first 2/3 of a stroke, and then it ramps up. Woo! Oh yeah! Woo! Whoa! How sick is this? Woo! This is fun, and this bike just screams for more. It wants to fly, and this bike does fly so high up in the air. This is crazy. Woo! Another thing about this Wreckoning is I feel like I'm more inside the cockpit than on top of this bike, which is a really nice feeling. So this is the type of terrain that this bike really loves. It loves this rocky, rough stuff, and it just munches it and eats this stuff up for breakfast. It's loose here and it's rough, but woo, this is so much fun on this Wreckoning. Yeah! Woo! Oh man, this bike kills it down here. Woo! It's a bit windy, but who cares? We are Wreckoning it up today. Woo! Oh, look at that! It's just eating this stuff up, man. Woo! Almost lost the front end there, but okay. Woo! Loose and rocky, man. Okay, so this Wreckoning really loves the rough stuff, and the stability that this bike has is quite amazing. The rear end of this bike just tracks really well and just holds its ground. It doesn't wallow. This rear end is probably one of the plushest I've felt. It just does a really good job at smoothing out all these bumps and all this roughage. It's like you hardly feel it at the rear. You are just flying through it so easily. Woo! Woo! This trail is like such a rush, man. Such a jolt. The amount of fun you're gonna have on this bike is gonna depend on what track you're gonna take it on. If you take it on the rough and gnarly, you're gonna have fun. But the smoother tracks, this bike is just overkill. You're gonna pin it, but it's not gonna be as fun as what it is taking it down gnarly tracks like this is. Definitely not. So this bike, on the funometer, I rate this bike on stuff like this. Woo! Yeah, this bike is loads of fun, and man, it's just doing a really great job of riding this trail. How's it? Woo! When the trails do get flat and easy, this bike does feel a little bit cumbersome, and you feel the size of it. So it's not as fun on the easier stuff as what it is on the bigger stuff. Like that I just rode down there. Man, that track is gnarly. That bike is a work of art. It's got quite short chainstays at the back. The wheelbase does feel quite long. It's quite raked out. There we have a Rockshox Vivid there. On the front we have a 160mm Rockshox Pike. It's running a Rockshox Reverb. This bike is kitted out with SRAM X01 drivetrain. It's got guide brakes. It's got those Spank Subrosa wheels. This bike is freaking phenomenal. It just dampens all the chop out of the trail. It's like you are riding on a smooth surface, and it's just the stability wise, this bike is in the top tier, man. It's just such a wrecking ball, and that's why I think that they've called this bike the Wreckoning, because man, this thing just plows through everything and it feels super legit. When you do hit the rough stuff, it doesn't feel like anything's gonna go wrong. This bike is just so good. Geometry is dialed for descending on this bike. Evil is very generous with their geometry and their top tube length. I could go with a smaller size easily on this bike, so I could downsize for a small 160mm rear travel and 160mm front travel with 29-inch wheels. Man, this bike just freaking demolishes anything in front of it. And I mean anything. The rough chop, the deep dongas, the braking bumps. So my style of climbing on the mountain bike is very in and out of the saddle. I get out the saddle a lot and I power it down like that. And that's just the way I like riding. And I don't find that this bike is very bad at climbing. I think it actually climbs pretty well for a 160mm big monster truck bike that it is. And it's not too bad. So the only time I really do feel the climbs is when it gets a little bit steep. Then you do feel the heft of this bike. But on the standard climbs that I'm hitting like now, this bike isn't too bad and it performs pretty well. I like the way that the rear end is tracking really well, keeping the rear wheel down, keeping the traction there. Woo! Yeah, I do feel that the length of this bike does affect the cornering slightly. You feel the length and you've got to muscle it a bit more than what you would on a shorter bike. But the stability that this bike offers and the safety is out of this world. I think the closest I felt to it must be an e-bike's stability. Woo! Hit to the rocks! Woo! Oh yeah! Here we go! Cornering! Hey, what's up, Buzzard? Woo! Hey, what's up, bro? Okay, so this bike is a proper solid performer. If anybody's just getting into trail riding or want to get into a bit of enduro, this bike will be sick. I do feel that it does get a bit cumbersome in the tighter corners. This bike will be suited for just about anybody that wants to get a more capable bike. But you need really rough and rowdy terrain to really get the most out of this bike. This Reckoning wants it rough. It's like a heavy metal girlfriend. It wants it rough. It wants it loud. It wants it fast. It wants it hard. So let's get down to the numbers. That's where it's all at. Woo! Woo! Descending 8.5 out of 10. Climbing 6.5 out of 10. Cornering 6.5 out of 10. So ladies and gents, thanks for joining me. Hit the subscribe button if you like my channel. Thumbs up if you like the video. Leave a comment in the comment section below. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Keep the rubber side down. Keep it safe. Keep it real. I'll catch you on the next episode.